It's ironic to me that these cameras are always not working when something happens to us.
And McCarthy didn't seem too concerned that the cameras weren't working.
He wasn't concerned. He was
when Michael Scott was murdered. That Bank of America
the cameras
wasn't working, and nobody knew it wasn't working. And then they mysteriously said Bank of America cut the cameras off a month before he got killed.
That's why it's Skank of America.
I mean, so.
And did they get a telephone call prior to?
You know what I'm saying? We got someone called, hello caller, 1570.
Good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Good evening, my brother. Good evening to the beautiful sister there.
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, brother.
On those two young men that supposedly hung themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's been some time since I've been to jail, but I know that they haven't remodeled the jail.
Mm-hmm.
It is no way possible for you to hang yourself in jail. If they put you in jail with a noose around your neck, it's nothing in the jail cell, in these local jail cells, that you can hang yourself from.
Okay.
It's nothing, man. You got nothing but steel there. You got 4 walls made of steel, and the bars. So what did he do? I guess he smuggled in some crazy glue and stuck it up against the wall, and then stuck the rope.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. How did he hang himself?
How can? I mean, it makes me wonder: is Burge really in jail? You understand?
Oh yeah.
I mean, what they did was they probably broke both of them young men's neck. They got a procedure where they put those foam, and this is an actual thing that they do. They put a phone book on your head, on top of your head, and hold you, or somebody holding your neck and hold you into place, and they beat that phone book. You understand? They probably, I bet you both of those young men, I bet you both of those necks were broken. That's probably what it happened.
Well, I hope the family, brother, if you know anybody in the family, I hope the family calls us, because that's an issue that we're not going to let go on this one.
We shouldn't. We shouldn't, man. We shouldn't. And then our people are so easily to just look over that. I guess we just look at it and say this is par for the course, you know.
Yes, sir.
God bless, brother.
All right, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
Okay,
all right,
thank you.
Take the next call. Hello, caller. You on 1570?
Hello?
Yes.
Brother Mark, and I want to comment on the jail hanging.
Yes, sir. Hey, Brother Mark, how you doing?
Hey, Brother Mark.
Hey, I'm doing okay. I'm pretty sure someone within the studio saw the news conference that I had Monday morning, reveling to both of these hangings. And yesterday I went to the funeral of Mr. Bradford.
So, hey, Brother Mark, for those that don't know you, can you tell people how long you spent in jail?
Well, I spent 28 years in prison as a result of John Burge and his tortures.
Okay, all right. Okay, now go ahead. I'm sorry.
And when I heard about these hangings over at Area 2, previously where John Burge was, began to ring off alarms and to cause red flags to raise. Because what I looked at most significant is the fact that the Chicago Police News Affairs released that both of these men were found at 1:30 on opposite dates.
Yep.
And that's one thing that most people miss. And I think that it's very important for us as a people to begin to demand to see at least a photo of this young man, Mr. Melvin Woods, hanging in his cell by his underwear. I would really love to see that. It would have awful strong underwear. So
now, how would Brother Mark? How would he hang himself from one of the jail bars and then just keep his feet off the ground? Or I mean, how would he do?
Yeah,
that?
you would hang yourself from the bar. The way you got the vertical, how the bars are connected, and you can tie something in between the bars.
Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I do not see any way that this man could have hung himself with his underwear. I do not physically, in any possible way, see how that can be possibly done. And I have in the lockup area at Area 2, as well as at Area 3, and there's no physical possible. What are you going to hang yourself? You going to put some crazy glue on the wall to make it a coat rack or something strong enough to hold? Because there's none of that inside of those holding cells. It's just steel and concrete. That's it.
But couldn't he have a possibility whether there was briefs or boxes? If there was briefs, he could have torn them. I'm just giving a theory.
But where would you hang them? And with the briefs, unless you have a string, you got to tie it.
Yeah, the irony is it's the same place within 4 days.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and the first guy. I mean, even if you play devil's advocate and you think, okay, the first person says, "Oh my goodness, I don't want to get charged for a murder," or whatever it is he's thinking.
The next person they would have on 24-hour watch.
And get this, the next person only had a verbal dispute with his girlfriend, and they arrested him. So it was nothing that would make it wasn't like, "Oh my goodness, I hope I don't go to jail. I hope they don't keep me because I hurt somebody."
Exactly.
It was a verbal altercation with his girlfriend.
Our brother Mark, this is Reverend Sampson. I really hope that you could find the families, because we can't let this go.
Okay.
While we're let me just finish, while we're cutting up the sacrifice of a turkey, and two brothers get sacrificed, and they're not turkeys. They're the sons of somebody's mama and daddy. Probably the father of somebody's children. I'm not taking this lightly. It's not only me, but I mean all of us on the panel. We're not taking this lightly. So if you can identify the families, and if we could talk to the families and get some level of permission to fight this issue on behalf of the families and the communities, and in case between now and Christmas they be lynching once or twice a week, some of our brothers,
yes, sir.
On this. We got to say enough is enough. The point is, we're not going to be silent about it. So we would like to have you and anyone else out there in the Gospel Express community, because we got to say a special prayer on the fake out of the turkey.
That's right.
Because of these two brothers, and how nonchalant that Irishman, Carthy, whatever his name is, about it happening.
And then the other thing too is that what was it that these brothers were not willing to face on this one boy that got a domestic charge, but the other boy supposedly killed a security guard, but on the domestic charge, I mean, you would kill yourself. I don't understand that, but at the end of the day, I'm with Reverend Sampson. I think, Brother Mark, we need to, we shouldn't leave this alone.
Oh no, it's not in our
circumstances.
Leave it alone. In our to bring to the forefront, how could someone be arrested shortly before midnight? Down to the police station, interrogated and booked, and hang himself in less than an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That don't make no sense. No.
We need to give out our numbers. 773-870-6556. One of very few preachers who picks up his own phone. You ain't got to go through 10 secretaries and 20 answering boxes. I pick up my own phone because that's just the way I roll. I want someone to call us and Harold and Boise and Sister Campbell. I mean, we're a tight network, and we'll help on this one. I mean, you can't have Thanksgiving.
And how you
gonna have a turkey?
And Brother Mark, not to change the subject, but I was reading an article yesterday where a brother got married, and 2 hours after he got married, he killed himself. I mean, it was unbelievable. Fernando Brazier in New York. While you were there, Reverend Sampson. Saturday after the wedding, 2 hours later, at the Radisson Hotel, he jumped out the window. And he left a note saying that he couldn't take care of his kids. And so that didn't make no sense at all. I mean, here's the picture of him, Reverend Sampson. I mean, that's
awesome.
A young brother and young sister, and he kills himself 2 hours after the wedding.
I'm going to call my folk in New York.
Yeah, Brother Mark, can you keep us posted on that?
I will surely keep you posted, and early next week we should have some development.
Okay, sir.
Now, you know what? Before Brother Mark gets off the telephone, there was I'm not sure if this was a African American student, but there was a student at University of Chicago, John Adams, 26. He hung himself a couple of days ago too.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Black or white?
They don't say, but he was 26.
He was Caucasian.
He was. Okay, you heard about it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, brother.
I hadn't heard of so many hangings, you know.
They said that there's a bunch of University of Chicago. The suicide rate among those students is higher than normal because of the stress and what have you. But yeah, they've been taking themselves out quite regularly.
Wow.
Okay, let's take the next. Thank you, Brother Mark. Let's take the next call, Brother PJ. That's Brother Mark Clemens, who's always on point.
Sure.
And I'm glad he had that press conference representing.
Yes,
because
sir.
if he hadn't did it, nobody would have did it.
That's my point. And I want him to be able to call us,
Yes,
too, you know, so he ain't out there by himself.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, they'll try to mess with him again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hello, call you on 1570.
Hey,
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
All right, I'm doing okay, man. I was just listening. God bless all the people over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just listening, and the lady had made a comment on about Pastor Meeks.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was driving, the Lord just dropped this in my spirit about how we are to, as Christian folks, we are to understand what the Word of God is saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's a passage of Scripture in the Bible talk about a woman that was caught in the very act of adultery.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought her to Jesus, and what Jesus told her, and I'm quite sure Reverend Sampson knows the story, he told her, go and sin no more.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to be careful. And this, I believe, what the lady was saying, we got to be careful on how we put our mouth on the man of God or the woman of God.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of us, you know, if the walls could talk, a lot of folks would be in trouble.
But brother, remember the story. And it's a powerful story, and I'm glad that you brought up the story of the woman who committed adultery. Under the Mosaic law, she was supposed to be stoned. And Jesus wrote in the ground, on the sand, they say. She was whispering to him, because Jesus asked the question, woman, who are your accusers? And she was talking to Jesus, from my perspective, confessing. See, when she said Billy Boo Boo, she was also saying that she went to bed with Billy Boo Boo. And Billy Boo Boo, just listen, and then I'll listen to you, brother. I'll listen to you, and then you listen to me.
You know what? No, I called to make a comment.
Okay, I thought you asked me.